Wonderful. Okay, so my name is Katie, and I recently had an experience this summer in Barrie that brought to light an issue that I saw was necessary to address at Ignite Barrie. Great opportunity. So chivalry reincarnated, ability to de-evolve to a time where manners were normal. So I just want to be clear about one thing, though. I'm not talking about chivalry in the traditional sense, meaning I'm not talking about oppression of women or segregation of classes or any of the bad things that come along with the traditional definition of what chivalry is. What I'm talking about is more of a modernized version, how we have actually become to define chivalry. So I'm talking about more so getting away from men doing lovely things to spoil their women, and more looking at the expectation of how we treat each other as human beings. So one thing that sparked this was I was driving downtown on a lovely summer day. I was on Fred Grant Square, just about to turn right onto Dunlop Street, and there was a woman crossing in front of me in a wheelchair. And she had some struggles, and she couldn't get up in front of the coffee shop, and she kind of rolled backwards a little bit, and I kind of looked around and went, oh my goodness, there's a couple of people sitting having a coffee, and there's a couple walking by, and they're all just staring, and it's sweltering hot out, and that kind of short time that we had really, really great weather in Barrie, it was one of those things that I couldn't believe that this poor woman was practically rolling backwards. So she tried the other side and it didn't work, and still no one was helping her. So I was raised in a family where when somebody needs your help, you help them. So I got out of my car and I put my four-ways on, and I went and I rolled her up into the coffee shop and had to ask the gentleman outside to help and open the door. And I was greeted with this lovely expression of kind of reluctance and almost as if I had interrupted a conversation. So I helped her into the coffee shop and kind of said, I'm appalled at this. And instead she just smiled at me and she thanked me and said that it had made her day so much better to have some help. She'd had a rough morning. So I don't think I'm a hero by any means. That's not why I share this story. I actually think it's nothing exceptional. But what I find is that it's exceptional how many people didn't help. And I don't believe people actually consciously decide to be jerks about things by any means. But I realized that I kind of wanted to look into what causes people to just be bystanders. And I realized there's actually two types of bystanders, and it's actually something that we have kind of an innate reaction to. So there's the passive bystander that thinks, oh no, someone's in trouble, and then doesn't actually do anything. They want to, but they don't. Then there's more of an active person who decides that there's somebody that needs help, and they do it. So instead of coming to complain about my experience, I thought, what a great opportunity to raise awareness about being an active bystander. If we can kind of change the way we think when we see people in need, we can actually make an active choice to help them. We're connected all the time to people around us. We're connected. We're living in a world of connectedness. But somewhere in that, we have lost our human connection to each other, the face-to-face, the personal side of things. You hear it all the time. You see the people, they walk around with their phones, they're in their email, it's the daily grind, and that's fantastic that we can do that. But what happens is we become numb to our surroundings, and we lose that connection with the people around us. I know growing up, and it wasn't that long ago, but I know growing up, I used to walk down the street, and my mom would say, oh, hi, how are you? Nod, smile. You needed something in front of someone at a grocery store, and you said, excuse me, can I get that? There was none of this pushing by. There was very much an awareness of being around each other. And what's happened is this is not necessarily the world we're in right now. We're very absorbed in our little bubble, and we kind of forget that everyone, instead of being in their own bubble, we should be kind of in our communal bubble. So what's great about this are people are recognizing this. People want to see a change. Great examples of this in Barrie. I love this photo because has anyone here received a free hug at Kempenfest? Yes. From Jean Leggett, exactly. Then we also have Let's Hug It Out promotions where they have t-shirts that say Let's Hug It Out. They're sold downtown Barrie, and it's just that whole movement of being together. How many people here felt one of these emotions today? Maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe all three at the exact same time. It's me, one of those days. The cool thing is that everybody in this room felt something like that. The great thing is that we have the power to make an impact through small change. So by doing one simple act of kindness, you can make an angry person a little bit more peaceful. You can make a heartbroken person more hopeful. You can make a happy person even happier. But the great thing is that by being someone who does something, you could be a really angry person and feel better. you could also be a really happy person and you just have your heart warmed and your soul warmed from doing that. The bottom line is that the world would be a much better place. We would all be much happier if we just made a conscious effort to be active bystanders, to take action, to be kind to one another, and to just be chivalrous. Thank you.